my YouTube community of family and friends. We are going to be discussing some changes in cruising that I think you should know about. We're also going to be discussing what I'm going to be doing here in 2025. Can't believe it's March already, but I've got some really good things planned, so stay tuned for that. Let's discuss now some of the changes I think you should know about. In 2025, there's going to be what they say is higher cruise prices, stricter destination limits, new visa processes for some Mediterranean and Europe cruises. Potential for non-resident fees still in Mexico is out there, along with some cruise line policy changes. So first, we'll discuss the cruise fares. Basically, supply and demand. Due to a strong demand, new ship, the ability to do advanced booking, um, even a year or so out with, on these ships being booked out comes higher prices. It doesn't mean that you're not going to find the deal. There will still be deals for you to have. However, I think finding them and being more vigilant in your search and how soon you book it will probably be very, very important. If you want a specific ship, or you're wanting to book one of those new ships, I would definitely suggest booking early. While we're talking about booking, solo cruises is now working its way back into the mainstream. NCL, or Norwegian Cruise Line, was the one that came out with the idea and the ability to do solo cruising, but it's worked its way into some of the main cruise lines now. People are asking, hey, and me myself, and I know I'm not the only creator out there that has to cruise, by themselves. So having to pay a little over 75% of the room, while I understand that some of the main things go along with it, seems so steep when it's like, okay, if you could give me just a little bit more of a discount, that would work. A different style room or different nuances that may go with it. People are asking for that. So with that, other lines are now adding solo rates to ocean view and even balcony cabins. So where NCL started out in the beginning having um, what you see here, just very small, we'll call it studio type rooms, they're now offering the solo fare in your ocean view and balcony rooms. So that definitely helps you not feel like, you know, hey, you're cruising by yourself, we'll stick you in a hole. But I know they don't mean that, but it does look like that when you see the difference between what you could and could have. Um, I wouldn't say that it's definitely a great solution that we have right now anyway, but it definitely shows they're working towards a solution, and hopefully we will get there very, very soon. I think at the start. Several popular destinations are restricting the number of cruise ship passengers or banning cruise ships altogether. Destinations impacted are New Zealand, Santorini in Greece, France, and others are actually considering similar measures. While I understand that there is, especially with the larger ship, and especially if you have more than one ship in port, that is an abundance of people um, that, okay, we know how we are as travelers. If you're in a new destination, you're not paying attention to where you're going. You're maybe not, and I don't speak to you directly, but just understanding maybe what their concern would be is maybe not respecting their area as much as they feel they do. So they have decided, listen, we don't want this. It's too many people too quickly, and it's causing us issues. I will say that there are um, many businesses that are saying, whoa, 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 we rely on those cruise passengers as, part of our revenue. So coming up with solutions is what they're trying to do now. Even in 2023, if you have been to Maine, if you've been to Bar Harbor, Maine, um, it is a quiet, quaint, beautiful, serene little town. When a cruise ship is in port, however, you know it. There is no doubt that there is a cruise ship there. In 2023, they actually voted to limit cruise visitors to 1,000 per day. As well as Bar Harbor, Juneau, Alaska also agreed to limit to 5 ships a day, and those are smaller ships. An Alaska limit that we just spoke of is actually taking in effect in 2026. So there's definitely those things that maybe you should be paying attention to, depending if you're wanting to go to some of those destinations. And if you find interest in it, we can follow and see what happens. If you are planning a Mediterranean cruise or European cruise, they have actually changed what is required, and a visa is now required. It includes those from US, Canada, and Mexico. So if you are looking to go to some of those destinations, I would say look into making sure that you do not need a visa to go to any of those European destinations. Now, for those of you who like private islands, Carnival Celebration Key is set to open this summer. Royal Caribbean's Paradise Beach Club is also, that's the one there in Nassau, is also set to open this summer. Several other private islands are getting upgrades. So the Half Moon Key, if you cruised for a while, it's had many changes going in, tendering in, and how they change things, but they are now doing a new dock and a new section called Relax Away Bay. Great Stirrup Key, which is the Norwegian private island, is also building a dock, and hopefully some enhancements will be coming along with that as well. We shall see. As news comes out, we'll probably get a little bit more information and find out about that. And MSC's private island, Ocean Key, is also continuing to build up their beautiful private island there and working hard to complete that for us. So we look forward to that. Cruising itself has had many changes. I started in the early 90s cruising, and to see some of the changes that are very, very good, some of the changes that we may not all agree with happen, it's still something that happens just as a business in a whole. But cruising as a whole will always be the same. Um, there will always be beautiful destinations, food, fun, and more, and be one of the better alternatives to be able to go to different destinations with food and lodging included. Cruising's not for everyone, I am well aware, but for those who are looking into it, I would say that it is definitely one of the better options that are out there, and I will continue to do so and share it with you. On that note, so that you guys know, in all my cruising, I have still not cruised on a couple lines, which I know is a big surprise. But Celebrity being one of those lines that I have not cruised on yet, I will be cruising the end of the month on the Celebrity Silhouette. In May, I am actually going back. I spoke with MSC and I'm going to be going on the seashore. Many of you have asked the questions in regards to the ARIA experience and not being able to experience some of the things for reasons that I'm not quite sure. But we will go into that and hopefully be able to give you guys the full tour and the full experience when I go back in May. From there, I will be going to a much larger cruise ship in September, and that will be the Utopia of the Seas. So for those of you who are watching this video and are still watching this video, you have now got some insight on what I will be doing this year. So consider yourself lucky, because I probably won't be sharing it again. If you have any questions, definitely comment below. If you want to know, hey, are you going to be doing this, that, or the other, message me on social media, and I will definitely answer any questions for you. You can also reach out to me via email. I'll definitely answer any questions for you. But hopefully that helps you kind of know some of the changes for 2025, as well as some of the things that I'm going to be up to. Hopefully getting you guys some content that you will not only enjoy, but find informative. For those of you who are subscribed, I cannot tell you enough how much it means to me. It means being able to continue doing this. It means that you enjoy either me or the content that I'm giving you. That, for someone who works really hard, as any creator does, trying to give you something that you enjoy, it goes a long ways in pushing us forward to saying we're doing the right thing, as well as letting YouTube know, hey, she's worth watching. Send her out to more people. I think people would enjoy or find what she's doing informative. So I know it seems so simple and maybe something that doesn't seem that important to click that little subscribe button, but I promise you it means more than you know. Maybe some of you do, but it means more than you know to me to be able to reach that goal of 1,000. Um, Getting to 500 first is where I'm at. Getting to 1,000 to be able to um, go on the cruises that we want to go to, get some behind the scenes information that I'm looking forward to. That's what they look at. They look at your subscriber count. They do not see that 94% of you, I had it down to 93, but now 94% of you are not subscribed. And of that 94% of you, there is a very large portion that continually comes back and watches. I feel like I'm fussing at you. I promise I'm not. I just have spoke to many people who did not understand the process. So they said, you should probably explain it. So I'm taking the heed of what they said and I'm explaining it. Again, for those of you who are subscribed, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you would consider subscribing, it's simple. All you do is hit subscribe. Then that means you see my videos more. And it also, like I said, lets them know I'm worth watching. So if you've liked the video, if you could just give a simple like. There's a new video every Tuesday, guys. So we'll see you then. And until the next adventure, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.